Hi everyone, Rose Thorn here. I'm the founder and creator of the Freakin' Dumpster Diver group on Facebook. And today's video that I am doing for you is a very simple, very easy to understand, do-it-yourself video on how to make your own homemade soap. And also, from the soap flakes that you get from the used soap, other things that you can make for your home. So, those of you watching this video, I'm pretty sure that you're guilty of doing something that we've all done at some point in our lives. You go to the store, you buy bar soap, you take it to your home, you use it to wash your hands or to take a shower, and then you get to that point with the bar soap where it's just a little sliver, it's hard to hold on to in the shower, and that's the point usually where people tend to throw the soap away into the trash. I say that's very wasteful, because not only are you throwing away money that you spent on the soap, but you're also throwing away the opportunity to do something creative and innovative with that sliver, something that would help you around your home. Let's get started talking about how to make your own homemade soap. You're going to need a few things to make the soap. You're going to need slivers of soap. You're going to need a cheese grater. It can be something that looks like this or handheld. If you don't have a cheese grater, you could always use a knife and you can just shave little shavings off of the bar soap until they're little pieces. You're going to need some kind of mold to pour the melted soap into, and it could be anything. It could be a silicone mold, it could be an old bowl or container. However you want the soap to be shaped once it's dry, you can use just about anything. So the sky's the limit on how big you want the soap to be and what shape you want it to be in. You're going to need a saucepan to melt everything in as well. So first step is to get all of those bars of soap together. And then get a very large bowl or an area where all the shavings can go to. You take your cheese grater, you use your bar of soap, and you just simply rub it across to make shavings. You want the shavings to be as small as possible, because the smaller the shavings, the faster that they will melt. If the pieces are too big, it's going to take forever to melt, and you really don't want that. So try to get the shavings as small as possible. When you're done, you should have something that looks like this. It should look very powdery. The shavings could be small to where they melt very easily together. I will say, as far as melting down soap, if you are very particular about the color of your soap, the appearance of your soap, I would keep different colors separated. That might clash together. Otherwise, you're going to have a bar of soap that works, but it's going to be an ugly color. If, say, you put purple and brown together, that's going to be a very nasty color. So keep different colors together that you know will make a pretty color, and that way you have at least a very aesthetically pleasing looking bar of soap when you're all done. So you have your shavings. You have your shavings. The more shavings you have, the bigger the bar of soap can be, or the more soap bars you can get out of it. So try to get as many as you can, and that way the soap bar is going to be fairly decent in size. Once you have the soap flakes, get your saucepan and put it on the stove, put the flakes in, and this is the important part, pay very close attention. When it comes to making soap out of already made soap, you want 3 parts soap to 1 part water. You don't want to put too much water in. You don't want to make soap soup. Otherwise, the soap will not come together and clump together and make a bar. It'll just be soup. So you put all the flakes into the saucepan and you add a little water at a time. The consistency that you're looking for is that it looks like a big ball of dough. It looks thick. It's all clumping together. That's what you're looking for. You don't want it so watery and so thin that it can't congeal together. So put a little bit of water at a time into the mix. Keep stirring it up. Help it to to melt. Don't walk away from the stove and leave it, because that's a bad mistake. Just stay at the stove, put a little water at a time until the consistency is nice and thick like dough. Once you get to that point, you can pour the dough into the container of choice. And like I said, it could be anything. It could be silicone cupcake molds. It could be soap molds. I didn't have either one on hand when I made my soap, so I just used, like this plastic container, and it seems to work just fine. Once you put the mixture into a container, you're going to want to let it sit for at least a day so that it can cool down and it can harden. When you're done with that, what you're left with is this. I know this doesn't look all that pretty. This is my first time making soap, but you know what? It doesn't have to be pretty for me. It may be pretty for you and it may matter to you, but this is a bar of soap that was made from leftovers, and it's pretty large, and it's going to last me a while. So you're going to be left with something that looks like this. Maybe I could have done a better job with melting it, but it does work. So you can get a brand new bar of soap out of many different slivers of soap, and basically it's free soap for you. So that is how you make soap. Essentially, you're just shaving all the pieces down, putting them into a saucepan, adding a little bit of water, making them the right consistency, putting them into molds, let them dry in the molds, and then popping it out. You got a brand new bar of soap. Now, if you're someone that you're saying to me through the monitor, well, that's a whole lot of steps that I don't want to take, so what else can I do? There's also a very simple method. I don't know how quick it is, but a lot of people have done it. If you have one sliver of soap, and you don't want to throw it away, you can get a much bigger bar of soap and wet both bars and stick the smaller sliver on top of the bigger bar and just hold it in place, or use something to hold it in place, and the smaller bar will adhere to the bigger bar and become part of it, and that way it doesn't go to waste. If you're wondering what else you can do with the soap flakes that you get from the used bars of soap, there's just so many ideas I can give you, and I'm going to give you a few while we're here. You can take the soap flakes that you get from the used bars of soap, and you can add this to your laundry to make for cleaner laundry. You can use this in place of laundry soap if you've run out. You can actually take the soap flakes, put them into a spray bottle with some water, and you can use it as cheap cleaner around the house, or you can take the soap water and you can actually use that on your garden. If you happen to have pests or bugs that are eating your plants, the soap water does not hurt your plants and it keeps the bugs away. So if you're a gardener, if you got a green thumb, you're having problems with pests, you can use the grated up soap and the soap water to help with that. You can also use the soap flakes and put them into a small squirt bottle to make into your own liquid hand soap as well. Let's see, well, I've got a whole bunch of ideas here. So you can also make liquid laundry soap out of the soap flakes, because there's so much you can do with this. Once it gets into this form where you grated it all up, again, you can use this to make your own soap, like bar soap. You can use this for laundry soap instead of regular laundry soap. You can use this to make into liquid laundry soap. You can make your own liquid hand soap. I mean, there's just so many things. So before you throw those slivers of soap away, consider some of the ideas that I've given you today. Putting the slivers back and making your own homemade soap. And by the way, when you make the homemade soap, you can add whatever essential oils you want. You can add some shea butter, coconut oil. You can really just go all out and get fancy schmancy and make the soap however you wish. And I encourage everyone out there, be as creative as you want. Make your homemade soap and have the pride of knowing that you know how to make something. Make your own laundry soap, make your own hand soap, make your own household cleaner. So those are some of the ideas that I'm giving to all of you, and I really do hope that you enjoyed this video and I've given you some things to think about. Please take care of yourselves and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.